There's no place like dishing on movies. There's no place like dishing on movies. There's no place like dishing on movies.
We are dishing on movies.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
This week we're going to do a little Oz inspired, the Oz Great and Powerful Disney movie, yeah.
It looks so great, so we thought we'd do something great, which is a kind of a yellow cornbread recipe. Super yummy and a couple great condiments to go with it. I think you're going to love it.
Let's do it.
Let's get started. Baking soda, salt, baking powder, buttermilk, honey, large eggs, sugar, unsalted butter, yellow cornmeal, flour, and your which of choice. First thing we're going to do is a basic baking technique called creaming. Essentially, we're going to take granulated sugar, we're going to cream that with butter, and the grains of the sugar are going to create air bubbles in that butter. So it's going to make it nice and fluffy, and that makes the cornbread fluffy. It's the same technique you use for any cake that uses butter. Oh. Or as I like to call it, a butter-based batter.
Butter-based batter.
Say that 3 times.
Butter-based batter.
Butter-based batter. Turn this on. Now see how it looks like lotion or like a hand cream? That's creaming the butter. So that's a technique. It's in every butter-based batter, all right? We're gonna go ahead and add our sugar. We're gonna beat that for about a minute. Just like that.
Just like that.
It's pretty creamed together, okay?
Okay.
So we're gonna keep that going, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and add the eggs.
Oh, fine.
You don't need any tools, you just need this. I promise you, one will kind of gloop, fall out, one will come out at a time.
I like your sound effects.
Gloop, gloop, gloop.
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
Now add about 1/3 of this.
Alright.
Okay? Now add 1/2 of this.
Alright.
If you only had a brain. Started my first baking and cake catering business. I did everything by hand. I had a hand mixer. And I'm right-handed, so I would make, 800 cupcakes using this hand mixer. This bicep was bigger than this one by 3/4 of an inch. So a personal trainer helped me train my left bicep to be the same size.
Weird.
That's a true story. Okay. Go ahead and add the last of the buttermilk.
Buttermilk is a little stanky.
Buttermilk is stinky. You see a little bit like this?
Yeah.
I like to just take it. Now funny, I poured it and didn't miss any. And you had all that.
Funny.
Funny.
Real funny.
Now we've got this. It's time to fill the pan.
I would think there would be more corn in cornbread. I know it has cornmeal, but why ain't there no corn in it?
We're going to need everyone to believe.
The thing of it is, when you bake, oftentimes it's hard to get your brownie or cornbread or cake out of the vessel. I'm going to show you a trick to make sure it comes out every time, okay?
Okay.
First of all, you're going to spray your baking dish with a baking spray, like a Pam or something, an oil spray. This one happens to have flour in it, okay? So we're just going to spray the bottom, and we're going to spray the sides. Ooh. All right, nice and sprayed, okay? Now I took 2 pieces of parchment paper. It's not wax paper, that's different than parchment. This is just a baking paper.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it in the dish like this. Okay, so see, I'm making sure that the corners are sealed and the creases are put in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now we're ready to spread our batter. Okay.
Should they fill it up to a certain point, or what's your technique here?
What I'm doing is you want it to fill no more than halfway because it's going to rise.
Halfway, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to tap this because it's going to help level it and get the air bubbles out, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so it's been about 35 minutes and the cornbread is nice and golden on top. So it's time to take it out of the oven.
Your wizard is here!
Before we take this cornbread out of this pan, it needs to cool for at least 5 minutes. That way the cornbread can release some steam and it won't be as delicate.
Hey, some other words that they sing and stuff like that. So stuff like that happens. So let's just eat it. Yeah, that's good. What's going on over here though?
So what I did was we have a couple of condiments. All right. So I'll give you that, and you can pick what you want. This is the honey butter that we made. Again, whipped honey, yes. Butter, salt, so good. And then I thought Emerald City, we should do a green pepper jam.
Yep, I like it.
And so there's two versions. This is the natural green pepper and jalapeno jam, okay? And then traditionally in the South, they would add green food coloring. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. If you want this recipe, go ahead to my blog at kissmybunt.net.
Got a nice little crusting on it. Doing real good. I follow this yellow brick cornbread any old time.
Me too. Amazing. Whether you like spicy or sweet, you cannot go wrong with this cornbread.
I like
these condiments.
You're double fisting over there. I like that.
I can't decide. Spicy, sweet.
We are dishing on movies.